Within NavBlue, a pilot may waive certain limitations. The reasons for waiving these restrictions can vary greatly, but I'll give a few examples in this video. The available Waive Bid Preferences are different for pairings bid groups and reserve bid groups. To access the Waive Bid Preferences, first start a pairings bid group by clicking Start Bid Group. Click Start Pairings. Click Apply. Click Waive. For pairings bid groups, there are 3 Waive Bid Preferences. First, we have 1 day off in 7. Using this Waive Bid Preference allows NavBlue to award you a schedule down to FAR limitations plus contractual buffers. Instead of requiring a calendar day off in 7, NavBlue will only look for 31 consecutive hours and 168 hours. To use this waiver, click 1 day off in 7, then click Apply. Now, my bid group has 1 Waive Bid Preference, waive 1 day off in 7. Next, we have a minimum days off 2 Waive Bid Preference. NavBlue is programmed to always award a minimum of 3 consecutive days off whenever there is a block of days off. Depending on your bidding strategy or seniority, you may want to waive this 3-day off requirement down to either 2 or 1. A pilot wishing to build a unique cadence into their schedule may wish to waive this requirement down to 2 or 1 day off. For a junior pilot, waiving this requirement down to 1 or 2 days could be the difference between being a line holder or reserve. A junior pilot may find it beneficial to not waive this requirement in their first pairings bid group, but waive it lower in subsequent pairings bid groups. To use this Waive Bid Preference, click Minimum Days Off 2. Select the number of days off you would like to waive to. In this case, I'll select 2. Click Apply. Now my bid group has 2 Waive Bid Preferences, 1 day off in 7, and Waive Minimum Days Off to 2. The final Waive Bid Preference for pairings bid groups is No Same-Day Pairings. NavBlue is programmed to never allow 2 pairings on the same calendar day. After returning to domicile, NavBlue will not award another pairing until the following calendar day. If a pilot wishes to be awarded flying on the same calendar day, they must use this bid preference. An example of this would be back-to-back red-eye turns. To use this bid preference, click No Same-Day Pairings. Click Apply. Now my bid group has 3 Waive Bid Preferences, 1 day off in 7, minimum days off to 2, and no same-day pairings. Now, let's move on to a reserve bid group. Click Start Bid Group, click Start Reserve, click Apply, click Waive. Reserve bid groups have only 1 Waive Bid Preference, minimum consecutive days off. NavBlue is programmed to award all reserve pilots 2 consecutive days off between blocks of reserve days or RDPs. Using this Waive Bid Preference changes the requirement to 1 day off between blocks of reserve days or RDPs. This can be helpful for a pilot to achieve their desired days off or cadence. If you are junior in your position and concerned about whether or not you will be able to hold a line, it is highly recommended that you use 1 or more Waive Bid Preferences. If you do not use any Waive Bid Preferences, it is possible that a pilot junior to you could be awarded a line while you are awarded a reserve. It is highly recommended that you use the following technique when waiving the requirement for minimum consecutive days off. In your first bid group, use either no Waive Bid Preferences or waive same-day pairings and 1 calendar day in 7. This will allow the solver to award you pairings arriving and departing on the same calendar day, as well as waive the contractual requirement to receive 1 calendar day off in domicile. In the second bid group, use the Waive Bid Preference, waive minimum days off to 2. In the third bid group, use the Waive Bid Preference, waive minimum days off to 1. You must include an Else Start Next Bid Group or Clear Schedule Start Next Bid Group instruction in the first 2 bid groups, or NavBlue will not allow you to submit your bid. To bypass this requirement, you can include an avoid pairing statement like this one. Avoid pairings if pairing length equals 0 days, Else Start Next Bid Group. This avoid pairing statement doesn't eliminate any pairings for consideration in your award. It simply allows the solver to move on to the next bid group if it is unable to complete your schedule. So, if I submitted my bid like this, the solver would first attempt to build my schedule with 3 days off whenever a block of days off occurs. If it is unable to do so, it will move on to my second bid group, where it will attempt to complete my line with 2 days off whenever a day off occurs. If it is still unable to complete my schedule, it will move on to my third bid group, where it will only require 1 day off. Finally, if it is still unable to award me a line, it will move on to my reserve bid group.